Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about comics, video games, and whatever else we deem geeky. I'm Chris.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Danny.
And this is a new intro for us. If you're a regular listener, then you know that we usually start off with the episode, this is episode whatever, and yada, yada, yada. But we hit episode 100 last time.
Triple digits.
And we don't need to, it should just be bragging, right?
Well, this is episode lol.
I hear other podcasts. Yeah, I hear other podcasts where they're like, "Welcome to episode 4,729." You're like, just stop counting. But
Yeah,
This is our new intro. Tell us if you like it or not. If you don't, there's nothing we can do about it now, but we can change it in the future. What do you think?
I liked it.
I like it.
Sound professional? Semi-professional.
Sure, more professional than we are in actuality.
More professional than we deserve.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
All right, so we got through the intro. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about this episode. We're going to be talking about our first party favorites. So first party games, our favorite ones. We'll discuss more about what that means later. But before that, here comes our first segment. That's right, Geeky Weeks. So every week we talk about things that we've done geeky in the past week, which went by way too fast, I think.
Yeah.
So who wants to start this one off?
I'll start off. A little bit of a longer time since we've done a Geeky Weeks because of our epic 100th episode last week.
Oh, that's right, we skipped it last week.
Yeah, a little bit to add, I guess. Unfortunately, my memory doesn't go that far back.
Me either.
But I did hit a little bit of a jackpot at our local comic book store. I went to get a long box because I needed another long box, and got a really cute Scarlet Witch one. Was pleased that it was the only girly pop one there, but that's okay. And ended up leaving with quite a few comics because I always like to go check out, what we got going on. So picked up Jackpot and Black Cat 1 and 2, which are the only ones released at the moment. And then Spider-Gwen Smash 1, 2, and 4. They didn't have 3. Still on the hunt for that one. But the reason why I picked those up, the Spider-Gwen ones, was because Dazzler was on the cover. And I was like,
Whoa.
Oh, Dazzler, cool. And she was on quite a few of the variant covers. So I was really happy about that. And then I haven't read it yet, but I think she makes an appearance in at least issue 2. So we'll see. And then Jackpot and Black Cat. Jackpot is Mary Jane Watson, I guess. And my cats are Gwen and MJ. So I got Spider-Gwen and MJ comics. So I was really happy about that. Kind of a happy accident. Picked those up because there was a Peach Momoko variant cover, and I love her art. I will buy anything that has her art on it. Picked up a couple other cool pieces. Dazzler was popular in the variant covers the last time I went, so that was awesome. I also got Hades 2. Haven't started playing it yet.
Ooh, you got that.
I did.
Early access.
Yeah, I'm usually not one to advocate for early access games, but when it's something like Hades, it's going to be good. So, really, really looking forward to playing that one.
Speaking of Hades, real quick, I've got to interject.
Okay.
One of my favorite podcasts that I listen to is Get Played, and their most recent episode was about Hades, Hades 2, and roguelikes.
Okay.
So they focused maybe mostly on Hades and Hades 2. Being big fans of the original Hades and doing lots of shows on it and stuff. But anywho, that episode was maybe the funniest podcast I've ever listened to.
Really?
It was hilarious. It had me laughing out loud as I'm driving because that's where I consume my podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm driving a bus full of
You know, eat
kids
them
now.
with a spoon.
I'm driving a bus full of 3-year-olds listening to rated M for mature podcasts. No, commuting to work, no one else in the car. Just disclaimer, police. And yeah, it was just absolutely hilarious. So if you ever listen to one episode of theirs, go check that one out. And there's not a single moment in it that's funny. It's just from start to finish. It's just hilarious. Timing, everything, perfect. So shout out to Get Played.
Maybe we should listen to them so we can learn
how to do this.
Yeah.
learn how to podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe
You'd think after 100+ episodes we'd get it, but
I found the record button.
How do we turn this thing off?
I'm still looking for the unrecord. I don't see a button on my screen that says unrecord. But anywho, cool. So I can't wait to hear what you think about Hades 2.
Yeah,
you liked the first one, right?
Sorry?
You liked the first one?
Yeah, I did like the first one. But I didn't play it very much, but I watched my friend play it a lot. So yeah, besides that, I've been really busy with work and stuff.
Adulting.
Yeah. So I've been reading a lot. I did finish Narnia, The Last Battle. And I will say, tears were shed. Not the safest thing because I was commuting to work, but it's okay. They were happy tears because some familiar faces returned at the end. So.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I also watched some movies. I said I didn't remember anything, but I actually ended up remembering everything.
3 hours later.
I finally watched the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Finally. Oh, it was hilarious. I loved it. Yeah, it was so good.
It's a good little epic adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a blast watching that.
It's good because they kind of poke fun at Dungeons and Dragons while they're making a movie at Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh, and I watched Bridgerton Part 1. Said I wasn't going to binge it, but I watched it all in like one day. So.
That's why you've been so busy.
Yeah.
That's all right. Binging is adulting too.
Yes, it is. It takes skill to time it correctly.
Cool. Is that it?
I think so.
All right. Nice. Jump in at any time. All right, Danny. What about you?
All right. Got a few things. Going a week or two back, Dad and I went to King's Dominion.
We did.
And we planned to do a little scavenger hunt, but unfortunately it was shut down.
Down.
Sad.
Darn security.
Yeah.
Don't want people having fun at theme parks now.
You'd think they wouldn't want people to be brought to the parks by that guy. like you'd think they'd want people in the parks. I don't know.
Yeah. But it was fun while we did it. And then so we just got some grub, got some food, and rode some rides and called it a day. But other than that, I started rewatching a series of unfortunate events on Netflix because it popped into my head and I was like, oh, that's a good show and it's short, so I'm gonna rewatch it. And I forget how funny and well written it is. It's crazy. So I'm in the middle of that. And then I've been playing some Sims 4. I haven't played in a while, so there's lots of new things that
so you see that I buy the pack and then you go and start playing it? Is that right?
No, I just see that my EA has a bunch of new updates. I'm like, oh, someone got some updates. So I was playing around with the animals and the ranching and all that stuff because I haven't played since then.
Cottage living?
No, the cows and
Yeah.
Animal husbandry?
That's like, oh my.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Jeez.
So my wife crochets and knits, and the husband has cows and chickens.
Sounds like a good life.
Yep. But that's about it for me. It's my geeky weeks.
Cool. I'm glad that you guys went first because you actually sparked some memories for me.
Good.
I did finish X-Men 97,
Nice.
the animated show. Got through that first season.
Wait,
Good
is it
stuff.
over?
I think that was the series finale, the part 3 of that.
The one that came out
story.
last week?
Yeah.
Or okay, I haven't watched that one yet.
Oh, okay.
I completely forgot that was a thing.
It's still a thing.
Yeah.
Until this week. But yeah, that was good. That's an overall good one. I think I'll let it simmer a little bit, and then I'll go back and rewatch the whole thing, kind of binge it through just to get the full thing, because we're just not used to like waiting for weekly shows, are we?
No.
Yeah. So I did that. I watched the movie Unfrosted on Netflix. That was
Oh, is it the Pop-Tart one?
yeah, the Pop-Tart one. Really funny. You have to be at least my age or older to get all the jokes and to get all the pop culture references.
Ha, pop.
Pop-Tart reference. But good, funny, just a real fun fake documentary type movie. What else?
Is it not a true story?
No,
I thought it was true
Oh,
until
I thought
today.
it was a true story.
no, completely fictitious. I think Jerry Seinfeld said he wrote it during COVID
Uh-huh.
and then just started asking all of his funny friends who wanted to be a part of it. And of course, if Jerry Seinfeld calls, you say yes to whatever he's calling about. But yeah, it was really good. I mean, the cast was just incredible. A ton of funny people. And a good story that you know it's going to be stupid humor at times, but it's also very witty too. I appreciate witty humor. But yeah, watched that. I was going to play some original Hades using this stupid thing.
What the
Nice.
heck is that?
It's a PlayStation Portal. So it's a remote player for your PlayStation 5.
Wh-
You just put it on the
What?
same Wi-Fi as your PlayStation 5, and then you can play the games.
Is the screen attached to the handles?
Yeah. It's basically like a
That
big
So like
Nintendo
a Switch.
Yeah, but a big screen, great controls, but the thing is wonky as heck.
it's
Like
got nothing on the PSP.
it doesn't connect to the PlayStation half the time. When it's working, it works great. So I did play some Spider-Man on it, played some Spider-Man 2 on it, and then set it down. And the next day, I was like, I downloaded Hades and wanted to finally get some of that. It'd be a good, because they say Hades is good on the Steam Deck, so I figured it'd be good on that thing.
Oh,
And
I should
it
download the second one on my Steam Deck.
hasn't connected yet, so boo to Sony for quirky hardware.
I mean, I've never even heard of that thing. They've had at least two failed handheld devices since the PSP. Nothing can beat the PSP.
Yeah,
They peaked.
Nope.
the Vita was actually really good. It just didn't have a good
Blast.
market share. Yeah,
Oh.
but and then I also played around with RetroArch, which is a retro emulator front end thingy that is you usually use it on like handhelds or Android or even PC, but
Mm-hmm.
Apple has released the reins a little bit on allowing emulators into the iOS store.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're seeing a bunch of emulators have just been waiting to get there, and I've played around on the iPhone a little bit with some, but they made an Apple TV version of it. So I actually did a YouTube video that I think it released yesterday as of the time of this recording, where I reviewed setting up RetroArch on the Apple TV. So now you can just sit on your couch with your regular old TV and your Apple TV, just grab an Xbox controller and start playing some Mario Brothers or Sonic or whatever it is you want to play.
Wow.
The
Is that
real way.
why? Is that why I've been seeing all the people on TikTok like emulating old Pokemon and Game Boy games and stuff like that?
On their phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Game Boy is
I
like
was
super easy to do on an iPhone.
I was wondering why. I was like, I did not know this was possible. I've never
Yeah.
seen this on iPhone before.
Yeah,
I thought they were like, I don't know, it's cool.
I did a video for this app also, Delta, which I will load it up right here for everybody that can't see what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing,
Yeah.
I think.
So that's an iPhone running a Game Boy
That's
Color game.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it works great. So cool stuff. It's very exciting for me because before you'd have to do like side loading and jailbreaking and all kinds of crazy stuff to get that to work, and now it just works. Just works easy.
Crazy.
Now we can throw away our DS with 200 games on it.
No, you don't throw away DSs. So iPhone doesn't have 2 screens, so you need something with 2 screens to play those games.
True.
But that's about it. Look at that. We've got like 15 minutes of Geeky Weeks this episode.
Wow.
We did have 2 weeks to make up for.
That's true. So if anybody's still listening, we're going to get on to the rest of our show now.
The actual episode.
Welcome to episode 102. So we come up with the idea of favorite first-party games. And when I say favorite, it doesn't have to be the best, right? There are some games that are the best first-party games. But I told the girls, hey, just think about all the consoles that you've played and think about a first-party title, which would be a game that's made by the company that made the console. And then just to keep things easy and clean, I said, let's not worry about Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo or Sonic for the Sega Genesis, because those are both probably one of the best first-party titles for those consoles.
Because
So we'll
Danny
skip
and
past
I
that.
totally played those a
Yeah.
lot.
I figure when we go through these, we each picked 3. When we go through these, I'm going to be representing the older consoles, since I've been alive for more consoles than you guys have.
I guess
So I don't know if I did this right then, because I googled first party games for the consoles, and they were like made by other developers and stuff.
Well, sometimes the company Nintendo or Sega or whoever it is will be the publisher, and that's still considered, even if they had somebody else make that for them, they consider those to be first party titles.
So those count.
Those count.
Okay, good.
If you hit one that I don't agree with, then I'll let you know.
Well, they all came from like Wikipedia or like IGN and stuff. So
and Wikipedia is never wrong.
Nope.
No, but you're right. They do list.
Yeah, okay.
They list the developers, and then they list the publishers.
Right, just like you showed us, Game Freak makes Pokemon, but it's published by Nintendo.
Right. Yeah. Nintendo ain't got time for making games.
No, they have an empire to run.
Yeah. Busy making playing cards.
They're making theme parks now.
Ooh, nice.
Because we need a third Super Nintendo Land that only has Mario stuff. I'm sorry, I'm a little bitter.
I haven't seen the first 2, so
but there's one in Japan and there's one in California, I think. There might not be one in California, but they're adding one to Orlando, Universal Orlando. But it's just the same thing. That's in both the other parks. And it's like, there's other stuff from Nintendo. What about Legend of Zelda? Or like Kirby? Not everything is Mario.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyways.
Now that we got that rant out of the way.
Yeah.
That's
old news. That's a month ago.
We're going to round robin through these things?
Sure.
All right. How about I go first?
You got it, old man.
All right. So I'm starting with the Sega Dreamcast. Do you even know what the Sega Dreamcast is?
No.
So you've heard of Sega, right?
Yeah.
Sega made the Master System. They made the Genesis. They made the Sega
Sega.
Saturn, and then they made the Sega Dreamcast, which was really ahead of its time. It was very awesome hardware. Even had a modem built into it. But the problem is, um, that it just didn't go off very good. Like they had some great
Oof.
games, but Nintendo and at the time Sony was also making some pretty great stuff. And even though Sega was first with their Dreamcast, the other two caught up quickly, and the Dreamcast became the last game system that Sega made. Then they just decided, hey, we're just going to make games now.
Rip.
Yep. But what's cool about the Dreamcast is the same hardware as the Dreamcast existed in, at the time, the arcade machines.
I was about to ask, is the Sega thingy the one that you made my arcade out of?
No.
Oh, because my arcade loaded up and said Sega.
Okay. I'm not sure why.
Maybe it was just Sega games I was playing.
Could be. Yep.
Okay.
That's probably why.
Okay.
But there was a version of the Dreamcast. It wasn't called the Dreamcast, but there was a version of the Dreamcast that used similar disc technology, and it was in all the big games of the time in the arcades. So if you go backwards with that, then you would understand that you are playing at home the same quality games that you're playing at an arcade, which is, not always the case, right? Arcade games are really cool, and then you play the home version, and sometimes they're kind of cruddy. But in this case, they had a game made by Sega called Crazy Taxi.
Oh.
Who remembers Crazy Taxi?
I do. I remember the
so.
Simpsons version also.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The Simpsons ripoff of it. It wasn't like an official
Oh,
release.
yeah.
But yeah, Crazy Taxi existed on a bunch of different consoles. It's been reiterated on. I've even got it on the iPad. So it's been around for a while, but it came out first on Sega hardware, and it's just a great game, fun, arcadey style game. I love driving games. I love arcade games, so it matched up well, and it was easily controllable with a home controller, right? Some racing games or driving games, you really want a steering wheel, but Sega, the Crazy Taxi, it was fun to play even with just a gamepad. So that's my first pick.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Amber, how about you go next?
So my first one is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. No. It was kind of hard. And so I was like going down the list and I was like, oh, I really liked this game, but then I found another one that I liked more. So I'm like, okay, so I've got this big list of honorable mentions. But I'll start with my first one, which is Until Dawn on PlayStation 4, I think.
Yep.
So that is probably my all-time favorite video game. So of course it's got to be my favorite PlayStation game.
Nice.
And yeah, I can just nonstop say amazing things about it. Played it multiple times and just loved the heck out of that game. So, and I remember it being a huge deal when it first came out.
Have you always played that on the PlayStation 4, or have you played it on different systems?
I think for the longest time it was only on PlayStation 4.
Right.
I think recently when they made The Quarry, I think they added it to PC.
Okay.
Or something. But it was like only on PlayStation 4 when it launched, I think.
Cool. I saw that on the list, and I was like, oh, yeah, Amber's going to be picking that one.
My backup for PlayStation, I guess this is how I'll do it. I'll do my honorable mentions after I say what replaced them. My backup PlayStations were Little Big Planet and Buzz Junior Jungle Party.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the one with the 4 colored buttons?
The buttons, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that was a good one.
Jungle Party was the best. They had the robot party also, or something like that. But
yeah, I only remember playing as the monkeys.
yes.
So yeah.
Very good. All right, Danny.
All right, I'm starting from oldest, from most long ago. So mine is Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort.
Ooh,
Nice.
on the
nice little
Wii.
add-on. Yeah, those were fun
Um,
games.
You stole
yeah.
one of my honorable mentions.
That's all
I
right because
just
you stole one of mine.
What, Buzz Jr.?
No,
Little Big Planet?
I had a honorable mention for both of you guys in
Oh,
case
in
you
case.
needed one. So
Oh.
for Danny, I had Little Big Planet because I remember
Oh.
Oh yeah,
playing that with her a lot.
that was a good one. But Wii Sports was. I have a lot of memories playing it, and I liked do running and having to count all the cats
Yeah.
because they would always ask a question: "How many cats did you see?" or something like that. And sometimes I
What
would just
color
sit
was the flag?
sit on the couch and move my arm with the Wii remote really fast, but don't tell anyone that. But Wii Sports Resorts was where it was at because we had the like s- lightsaber fighting
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
There's all
and
kinds of good stuff on that
I
one.
had like flying on that one too, right?
Yeah.
Something with
You
flying.
had
yeah.
like hang glide or something.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite of the mini games was the obstacle course.
Oh,
You had to like get
yeah.
through the obstacle course with like the ball swinging and the platforms moving and
Yeah. And you'd have to like speed shuffle because you couldn't like really walk or anything on it or
yeah.
else they'd get mad at you like, no jumping.
Yeah. And then my least favorite was the tightrope walking because I would get 2 steps in and I'd just fall, so I never played that one.
Do you remember the hula hooping one?
Oh yeah, that was a good
And you'd
one.
have to like catch all the hula hoops on your arms and
Yeah.
stuff and lean. It didn't
Mhm.
always know that you were leaning.
But we had like all the high scores because like we each had like a profile. I'd try to
Hmm.
be the number one of all of them.
Fun stuff. All right, back to me.
Yep.
So I'm going next to the OG Xbox,
Uh-oh.
first Xbox. And I've got a game here
Uh-oh.
called
Uh-oh.
Oh, you think I'm going that way, huh?
I don't know.
Uh, Maybe not. So I know that this isn't your game.
Okay.
Midtown Madness 3.
Nope.
I think my list has something that you're going uh-oh about though. So
Okay.
Midtown Madness 3, a racing game again. I didn't plan that. But this was a game made by Microsoft, and it was real fun. It was a racing game through the streets of Washington D.C., and you could either race people on there, or you could just like free roam. And it's a pretty accurate street layout of Washington D.C., so it's
Wow.
kind of fun to drive around and see the monuments. And
Without all the traffic of actually going into DC.
yeah, there's a lot less traffic if you're just driving right through the mall, right through the grass. Because there are some epic jumps that you can hit when you hit some barricades and stuff and jump into the Capitol building and create all kinds of havoc. But it's a great game. I remember when it was out, I had taken a trip to San Francisco, and in the mall there was a Microsoft store. Have you ever seen a Microsoft store before, like
No.
in
Mm-mm.
a shopping mall? That's the first place that I ever saw one was in San Francisco, and they had this game playing on the PC with a steering wheel set up, and it was just sitting there for people to try out. So I was playing it on that, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is great." So a fun game, uh, great if you want to learn how to drive through DC
Mhm.
the illegal ways, and then yeah, good racing game also with a tiny bit of story behind it.
Could you drive into the reflecting pond?
You could.
Would you like die?
No, you just
You
like
could just.
flash through it. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. I'll have to load up the old fat Xbox and let you guys play that. All right, Amber.
Okay, so I'm gonna be mean and potentially steal this from you. I guess. But my next favorite is Fable from Xbox.
Oh, it's a chicken chaser.
Is that what you were thinking I was thinking?
Yes.
Okay. Which might be cheating because I don't know how much I actually played of it, but I watched you play the heck out of that game.
Yeah.
And so I just that's probably, it was before YouTube and stuff, but I always have liked watching people play video games probably more than playing them myself. So that's probably because of you, but I just loved watching you play Fable, and the concept of you can become good or you could be evil, and chicken chasing.
Yeah.
It's just always such a good game, and even watching like people like RT Game and Call Me Kevin playing that on like years later, it still holds up.
Right.
Like it's crazy how good that game is after at least 20 years probably.
Yeah, it had a good story. It had a great mechanic of, like you're saying, the things that you do, the way that you react to the
Yeah.
different quests. They either give you goodness points or evil points, and
Yeah.
your body starts changing. Like you can start growing horns and stuff if you're doing bad
Right.
things, or
Get
you look
wacky
more.
haircuts.
Yeah, that was a great game that I hope that they come back to. I know they've done several sequels to it, but I don't think any of them ever hit like the original.
Yeah. So,
Good stuff.
good stuff.
All right, Danny.
My next one is one that I never really got good at or played too often, but it's a good like party game with friends, and that's Super Smash Bros.
Mm,
Yeah.
On I mainly played it on the Switch. Um but
nice.
yeah, it's a good game with friends, and I main Kirby, so I just like to slurp people up and then throw them off the map. But I'm not very good, but I just smash buttons and
Yeah.
hope I do something right.
I really liked the Wii version. I played that a lot at friends' houses, and I was also never good at Smash, but it was because of Smash that I found Fire Emblem. So I'll give it that.
Do either of you remember playing that all the way back on the GameCube?
No, but I know that
Maybe.
there are a lot of GameCube purists.
Oh yeah, yeah. We had that set up on the GameCube when you guys were real young.
Really?
Yep.
I think I
Okay.
kind of remember.
Back in the days that we had, you were more interested in the what's the ape game?
Monkey Ball?
Monkey Ball. Yeah, not Ape Escape. There was
That
Ape
was a
Escape
good
also.
one.
I don't know if
Super
you remember
Monkey
Ape
Ball.
Escape, but Monkey Ball. Yeah.
No, I was obsessed with the DVD Brat's birthday party game I had.
And all the Dora the Explorer games.
You had all the video game systems down there, and I was just like, no, I'm gonna put in this DVD and play this DVD.
All right. We back to me for third.
Yep.
Yep.
So my third was going to be Fable,
Haha,
Ooh.
loser.
but luckily I had
A
like I
backup.
said, an honorable mention for you, Amber.
Okay.
So I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to use it as my own and hope it's
Okay.
not on your list
Okay.
because we're talking Xbox 360 now.
Oh, you're good. I did not think of any Xbox 360 games.
Well, you will as soon as I say Viva Pinata.
Ah!
Oh. Oh.
How did I didn't scroll that far down.
So another
That's what
Microsoft
it was.
game. Microsoft published the game Viva
Yikes.
Pinata
Yeah,
and its many sequels, but the original is in fact the best.
it is. It is the best.
And that is a game of management of
Oh yeah.
animals. And
Yeah.
it
Well,
starts off
monsters.
so easy and so fun, and you're building your little yard full of worms, and birds.
Breeding
goes
them.
downhill when you have to feed a worm to a bird.
Yeah.
How dare they make a 5-year-old feed a worm that she lovingly named Squirmel to a bird?
And you've got this everything perfectly plotted out. You got the worms happy in their little, dirt
Tubes.
area, and you got, the squirrels happy in their little grass area with their trees and stuff.
Yeah.
And then a couple animals later, you're like, it's just mass chaos, and animals are killing each other.
I'm
Things are
broke. I
coming
can't
from
afford
off the map.
fences.
Yeah.
The
There's things
evil
coming that
ones
you
come in.
have to smack with
Yeah.
you got to smack these piñatas with your
Shovel.
shovel and break them up into candy, and then things start eating the candies, and
Yep.
it just becomes very chaotic.
Because they'll have like little cutscenes of the enemy little animals come in and just
The
start.
sour
They
candies.
start like killing all of your animals or something.
Right.
Like, thanks for the cutscene. Really appreciate it.
But we had the guidebook.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if I've ever read anything more religiously than that. Like, even when we weren't playing the game, I was like still reading it and like, oh, I'm never going to advance this, but now I know how to get a purple mouse mellow.
Oh yeah, all the variants that
Like,
they had.
yeah, I'm like, ooh, this one's the cutest one. Like, I want to get that, but I don't even have the regular mouse mellow or whatever. Yeah. That's a good one.
Great game.
Yeah.
All right, how about you?
So I picked Animal Crossing New Horizons as my last game, obviously on the Nintendo Switch. That game released at the perfect time, did everything, saved our generation, saved every generation from depression during the virus, during the pandemic. So that was perfect. That game. I stopped playing as soon as I got my 5-star island. I was just like, okay, well, I guess I accomplished it. So now maybe I'll have to go and make a meme island and do meme stuff because that's all you can do now.
I figured that was going to show up on somebody's list.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I like New Leaf a little bit better, but I didn't play it as much because somebody deleted my
I knew
stuff.
you were gonna bring it up.
That's been litigated on several episodes already.
The feud of the New Leaf.
Technically, it was your game. You got it for Christmas, but then you never played it. And then 5 years later, I'm like, ooh, let me play this.
And then 2 days later, I delete yours.
Yeah. After I played it 24 hours straight, you're like, nope, it's gone.
Ooh, I like that game too.
I'll finish off here with my honorable mentions. So Fire Emblem Three Houses on Nintendo Switch. I'm still not done with it, and it's, I don't know, probably recency bias why I like it so much, but there's a lot of micromanagement, which slows the game down a bit, but it just means that you can basically do whatever the heck you want with your characters, which is cool. And some more honorable mentions. Portal on Steam and Portal 2. Both of them are really good. And then my final honorable mention is Hannah Montana Rock Out the Show on PSP.
Is that really a first party?
It was literally released with the PSP you got me, so
Oh, okay.
It was the Hannah Montana PSP with the Hannah Montana game.
It was included. Not sure if it's the first party, but
Let her have her fun.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Danny, what's your last one?
My last one. See, I didn't have any problems with people stealing mine because my last one, and people are probably gonna make fun of me, but it's a very successful game, and that's Fortnite.
Very successful does describe it.
Let me tell you,
It's not just a game anymore.
this game has.
Are we counting Epic as a?
Yeah.
Okay.
He gave me
Since
the thumbs up. So
I gave her the thumbs up. Epic, just like Steam, Epic is a
Yeah. Okay.
storefront that they do have first party games.
and
I think the game came before the storefront though. Anyways, tell us why you love Fortnite.
well, I played Fortnite when it just came out. And then I never played it until like 2 years ago.
Weird
And
flex.
Yeah, weird flex. You played it before it was cool.
You played it on an iPad of mine, I think.
I got my first battle royale on an iPad. And let
And
me tell
When you
you,
were like 10
you
years
bunged up
old.
like a PlayStation account or something because it got tied to that game, and then we couldn't untie it.
yeah, because my Epic account was linked with Dad's PlayStation account, so I couldn't when I transferred to PC, I couldn't log into Fortnite, so I had to redo my account. But
Oh no.
anyways,
Did you have any skins?
no. I got my first battle royale on an iPad, and I had 0 kills because I hid in a bush the whole time, and the last person died to the storm. So I'm far better now, I hope. But
She's a master pacifist.
How many battle royales have you gotten since?
a bunch.
Okay.
But Fortnite is good because they constantly change it. They're always coming out with new stuff, and they added Billie Eilish to it, and I have 2 Billie Eilish skins.
Oh my god.
I'm waiting for Taylor Swift to be added too.
No way. It's never gonna happen. She didn't even put her music on Spotify for the longest time.
She does have a song called Fortnite.
She does. It's a teaser
Just don't ask me
Yeah.
how I know.
with Post Malone, so he'll be added to Fortnite too. I think he's already in Fortnite.
Probably in Fortnite.
But Fortnite is kind of like Roblox now. Now there's a bunch of little mini games like Guitar Hero
Guitar
mode,
Hero.
which I actually really like.
And Legos.
Yeah, and Legos.
If only they had a pizza shop simulator.
Yeah.
They probably do. Pizza
They
Tycoon.
probably
Or a
do.
Hello Kitty cafe. I need to load that back up. There's probably so many updates to that.
But yeah, Fortnite.
Fortnite for the win.
All right.
So I do have some other honorable mentions,
All right.
and I forget what they were. Okay, Shadow of the Colossus, a game
You
that
just
I talked about
recently.
that I played on the PlayStation 4, but I believe it came out on PlayStation 2, and that just blows my mind.
Wow.
Yeah, because we're talking like Stone Ages, just about. All the Gran Turismo games. I don't know if you ever remember me playing the Gran Turismo games, but it's
No.
Maybe.
probably the first hyper-realistic racing game, and that was on the Sony PlayStation. And then
they made a movie.
yeah, they did make a movie based on true story. And then here's one that I've never played, but when I pulled up I think it was a Reddit post or something on first-party games for the PlayStation 5. It had a list of like 10, and then it said like what was your favorite, and everybody was naming the same game just about, and it's a game that I've never played, but I think I need to check out, and it's called Returnal. You ever heard of Returnal?
No.
No.
Yeah, neither have I. So thank you to Reddit for teaching me something today. That doesn't happen often. And yeah, I'll have to check out that game Returnal on the PlayStation 5.
Knowing Reddit, it probably sucks and people are just memeing.
It could be.
You'll have to let us know.
I'll let you know how it turns out. Well, that was fun.
That was
That's
fun.
My honorable mention was Kirby's Yarn Adventure. Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Yeah, Yarn Adventure is the Nintendo one. Or the Switch one. I think. Kirby's Epic Yarn was good.
I remember the other the other game that has to be on this list, but I didn't want to do a Switch game because I figured you guys were going to have a Switch game. Breath of the Wild.
Oh, but neither of us have played that.
I know, but it's an incredible game. It's definitely first party, and it was a launch title on a brand new piece of hardware that they didn't know if it was going to work or not. And it was, well, actually, I guess they had that on the Wii U. It was
the
released
Wii U
on the
was
Wii U.
the test for the Switch.
Yeah, they did release it on the Wii U, so I guess.
Wait, Breath of the Wild was on the Wii U?
Yeah.
Oh.
But still, awesome game. It deserves to be on any first party list. I just didn't want to go Switch. So I guess I figured you guys would have the Switch taken care of.
Nope, I had Fortnite. Don't worry.
Fork knife.
I had Animal Crossing, so I got you.
There you go. Well, cool. This was fun.
Super.
Man, you gotta find those Buzz controllers. I know we had trivia games also.
Yeah.
That's what I found. I found there
Buzz
was
trivia.
trivia games. Yeah.
So did you happen to see, if you found that list? So in the same time frame, to paint a picture for all of our listeners, it was a time of civil war. No, that's Star Wars. Intergalactic Civil War. It was a time that game systems had to have weird peripherals to sell games. So you had a lot of karaoke games. You had the Guitar Hero games. So you had the Sing It.
I did
games,
see a bunch of Sing It on my wiki list. Yeah.
We had the iMove. I'm surprised you didn't pick that one.
I forgot what it was called.
So it's called iToy. So a bunch of iToy games, a bunch of these Buzz games that use these controllers. Just a bunch of different controllers, and a lot of those type games that use those weird controllers were all made by the studios called like London Studio or something like that, London something. But anyways, if you look at the list of them, we only got a small percentage of those games. A lot of them were released overseas, like in England, and if it said like PAL, I don't know if you saw that word.
Yeah, I saw
PAL
a bunch
only.
of PAL. Mm-hmm.
So PAL only means that it was only released usually in Europe. So there was a lot of those games, a lot of those Buzz games that were only released elsewhere. So we'll have to see if we can get a hack a PAL version of a PlayStation 2 and play some of those games.
Yeah, there were a lot of games on the wiki that I saw that said PAL or like Japan only.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Any final thoughts?
No.
Don't worry, I always edit out those long pauses before someone gets brave enough to say no.
I mentally responded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So let us know what your favorite first-party games are. Send us an email, podcast@familygeekery.com. Let us know which ones we missed that were your favorites.
Yeah, and let us know who else likes Buzz Jr. Jungle Party.
And let us know why Fable, the original, is the best Fable. But thank you as always for listening. Go check out our socials. Check out the YouTube channel. See what's happening there. Check out the emulation stuff that I'm reporting about on the iOS front. Coming to you from the iOS front. And until next time. Peace out.
And geek out.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.